Hey, Granny Gear here for Old Guy on a Bike. You know, the Central Coast of California, it is full of opportunities for cycling. Great cycling, road cycling, gravel riding, mountain biking. It's really got it all. And in between all of that is just excellent opportunities just to take yourself or your family or a friend and just go see the towns, because there's a lot to see. There's great wineries, there's great food, there's these beautiful little coastal towns. And it really is a great place to spend some time in vacationing. Now, this video is a little bit different because generally I don't take you along on my vacations. However, we did a little bit of sampling of the coast of the San Luis Obispo area, some towns up and down from there. We did one bike ride, did some wine tasting, poked our noses in a few great restaurants, and just generally kind of wandered around to see what was there. Anyway, that's what this video is. I apologize that it's not so cycling centered. Well, that'll be back soon enough. But if you're interested in seeing what the area looks like, some of the sights there, well, come on along with me. And if you don't want to, I understand. I'll see you on the next video about a tire or something. But in the meantime, this is a week in the slow lane. Now, our accommodations, that was an Airbnb in a older section of San Luis Obispo. You could tell the homes, they were back, I would say, from the late 1800s into the early part, maybe the 20s and 30s. Really charming little homes like the one we stayed in. We walked everywhere. We were about 5 blocks from, maybe 7 blocks from old downtown San Luis Obispo, which has just got tons of restaurants and shops. Has an amazing vibe to it. There's this big green space area, a little creek behind it all with walkways. San Luis Obispo really did a really nice job of making that very friendly. It's also very bike friendly. There are bike paths seemingly everywhere. Now, it's a college town, and so you get a lot of people riding bikes just for general transportation. People were jogging, running around, walking their dogs. Really good. Like this big bridge that was built over a railroad track just to get you from one side to the other safely is right at an Amtrak station. Excellent. And there are little places like this little sandwich shop. We just came into town. We were hungry. We've been on the road. We come into town and we see this little shop, and it looks kind of funky, and it had a line of people just to get in it. And I'll tell you something, when you see a little place like this and you see a line waiting to get in, you know, there's one of two things happening. It's either free beer or it's really good food. And it turned out to be really good food. Just amazing little places like that with quality food and great coffee, and did some wine tasting. Anyway, a little bit of towns we visited up and down the coast. So here's a little bit of how that all played out. Go check out the area. Bring your bike, bring your family, bring yourself. It's going to be a great time. All right. Anyway, roll 'em. Welcome to Pismo Beach. Man, if there's a classic California beach town in the Central Coast, it's got to be Pismo. It's got it all. It's got the vibe. It's got the fish tacos. It's got the clam chowder. If you're going to be in Pismo, you don't go to the Splash Cafe, well, you missed out, because, man, it's been there forever. There's always a line. The clam chowder bowls, you know, they do like the bread bowls and the sourdough bread are amazing. Fish tacos, it's incredible. Just in case you got here, you didn't know where you were, they got a big sign. Epic fail. Well, welcome to Avila Beach. Sorry about the construction noise in the background. Isn't this pretty? A little bit of a harbor town, kind of in the slow area. Just down a kind of a dead end road, you end up at Avila Beach. There's a nice pier out there. There's a port. And look at this beach, huh? Isn't that beautiful? Not exactly a beautiful sound, is it? Now, I'm no expert, but I think that is California sea lion. I know they're up and down this coast and they're little rookeries or whatever they call them for sea lions, little places they come on shore. Anyway, whether it's built for them or not, kind of looks like they've owned it. Here we go, see about wine tasting at a kind of neat spot. You'll see the decor is, well, right up our alley. So we're at Kelsey Winery. It's off of Sea Canyon where we're going to be riding tomorrow. That's the plan anyway. This is lovely. They have a really nice outdoor tasting area. Very, very pretty. We're going to do a little bit more wine tasting. And they have ciders and hard ciders. You can taste that too. Very dog friendly, by the way. Anyway, let's see what they have. So this is hard cider mixed with Trader Joe's pineapple juice. Actually quite delicious. If you didn't tell me this was apples and not grapes, I'm not really sure I'd know, but I'm not exactly sophisticated in that regard, but I know what I like. This is very, very good. Kelsey Sea Canyon Vineyards. I'll put a link in the description. Well, besides hard cider, we've got peacocks. All right, tonight we're back in Old Town SLO. It's Peruvian night. We're having some Peruvian cuisine. We're at Kiko. And actually, Kiko, that's the owner. That gentleman there in the white shirt, he's waving. That is Kiko. Anyway, we're going to see. We are doing some ceviche. We're going to do some, let's see if I can read the menu. Pasta huancaína? Pasta huancaína? I don't know if I'm saying that right. Anyway, we're going to have a good time, I think. And we are at the Greenbelt here. Isn't this pretty? All right, just another place in SLO that I think you can have a great meal. We're in Montana de Oro State Park, which is just kind of south a little bit of Morro Bay, tucked back in here. Pretty good cycling potential here. The road in, as you can see, a little narrow, but traffic is slow on it. Really would be nice on a road or a gravel bike. And the trail network around here is open for cycling, at least most of it is. I think it's mostly mountain biking. Last time I was here, before gravel bikes were a thing, but my memory, it was kind of steep and technical, but fun. So mountain biking for sure, little road riding, and look at this little cove. We've been coming to this cove for years. I know, it's beautiful. Time to coffee up. Sally Lou's. Man, that's a happening place. Great coffee, amazing scones, but get there early. They will be gone. Now, I don't know if you can make that out or not, but this kelp bed here is full of sea otters sunning themselves, laying on top of the kelp here. Oh my gosh, I can't remember the last time I saw a sea otter that wasn't in a zoo. This is Morro Bay and Morro Rock behind me. And we're just kind of out here looking around, but wow, sea otters, imagine. Good morning, here's a question for you guys. We're in this older neighborhood here. I'm wondering, if you're like me, how many of you are into sidewalk patina? I mean that sidewalk that's a little lumpy and a little uneven and a little bit cracked, and well, it's got personality, it's got tenure, it's been here a while. I don't know, I kind of like it because everything where I live is either new or new and broken and not maintained, but this has character. I don't know, I like it, but I'm kind of odd that way. All right, back to the walk. Hey, we're in Cayucos. Cayucos is another one of those little towns along the strip here of the ocean on the central coast, kind of in between Morro Bay and Cambria. It's kind of charming. It's got kind of this kind of a Pismo vibe. It kind of like stretches right along the strand of the beach. But we're here for one particular reason. We're here because of cookies. This is the Brown Butter Cookie Company. They've been making a special kind of cookie for more years than I can even remember. And I'm going to go in and partake of the brown butter cookies. Okay, have cookie will travel. Hey, welcome to Cambria, California. We kind of pointed our noses north out of Morro Bay, just heading up the coast. We're heading up to do some wine tasting, but first, Cambria, California. And as far as bike rides go, legendary Santa Rosa Creek with a section that the locals affectionately call the Wall. If you're ever in the area and you want a challenge, it's a beautiful canyon road, Santa Rosa Creek. But I am here not for the ride, I am here for the pastries. This is the French Corner Bakery. And if you're in Cambria and you like baked goods, man, you got to be here. All right, task accomplished. Got a couple savory croissants for the road. Okay, we're heading north. Breakfast and amazing pies, by the way, before I leave. That's Lynn's. Absolute classic place in Cambria. All right, up the road. Hey, welcome to Hearst Ranch Winery. Up here to do a little bit of wine tasting. We're in San Simeon, which is about 10 miles north of Cambria. This is part of the Hearst family. Now, if the Hearst name doesn't mean anything to you, it would have back in the turn of the century, back in the late 1800s into the 20s or so, because William Randolph Hearst, he was a publishing magnate back in the newspaper era, and he made oodles and oodles of millions of dollars, and he actually built himself a private residence up on the hill he used to entertain. There's a private dock down here where people would come in ships, people like Clark Gable and luminaries and people from around the world, presidents even. He would entertain them at his castle on the hill. You can go visit that castle now. It's furnished with stuff he had hauled over by ship from Europe. It's an incredible thing. Go take a tour up there. It's remarkable what a few $1 million and more would do back then in the 1920s. Well, I think the stock market crash hit Mr. Hearst pretty hard, but the family, I understand they're still doing pretty well. In the meantime, we're going to enjoy some lovely wine at the Hearst Ranch Winery. We'll see you somewhere else on the coast. Good morning. Well, this is our last day here in the Central Coast of California before we trundle on home. We just kind of came through the gate here. We're back at the Johnson Ranch open space, and we are heading out for a little hike with the puppy dog. Mrs. Granny Gear and I are going to go see what the trails are like here, and then we're going to go back, pack up, and head home. But it's been really, really great having you guys with me. Not the usual kind of video that I do. I'll get back to the bikey stuff here in the next video or two or three or a dozen. But in the meantime, you know what? There's more to life than just riding the bikes and stuff, isn't it? A little bit of life happens occasionally. And we had a great week. It's a great area to come visit. If you're close to the area and want to do a little vacationing, there is a lot of great cycling here, really all up and down the Central Coast. It would take the rest of my video career to do it justice. We are going to go get this hike done. I got some coffee in my coffee cup here, and it's a misty, misty morning, and we're under cloudy skies, enjoying that before we go home. And well, temperatures tend to rise in Southern California. All right, you guys have a great week and or weekend. And as always, go ride your bikes and maybe even go on vacation. Take care.